Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. I am going to dive into it just to let you know this is a general reading. So it might resonate with you, it might not, but let's see together, okay? First of all, I do want to do a little sound bowl. So if you want to get grounded with me, then feel free to take a deep breath in. Okay. Whenever I hit that, I don't know if you know me already, but whenever I hit that, I do get like an image in my mind. And for you, I saw a book. It was a hardback book. So I don't know if you're being called to read more, or if it's to do with journaling, or if it's to do with some sort of study, but there is a significant book that's important during this time, okay? So that could be a message for someone out there. But anyway, let's dive into your reading, Sagittarius. Let me know if you enjoy this little circle I got going on over here. It helps with a bit more space than the square or rectangle that I was using. But anyway, enough about that. Let's tune into your energy, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on. I'm seeing a piano. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? An energy for this week. I forgot to say that. I'm a bit late, so this is literally for right now. To be fair, okay, this is all about bringing balance into your life. This is my card where I say it's time for a life review, all right? It's time to really look at what you've got around you. It could be anything, right? Maybe you got too much clothes in your closet. It's time to go, okay, is this taking up too much space or is it not? But that could also be a metaphor. What is taking up too much of your time and energy that is not serving you, that is not being fair to you, that is just bringing you down, and what is actually good for you and what do you need more of, right? What do you need less of and what you need more of in your life? What do you need to cut out and what you need to bring in, right? So it's all that kind of energy. Could be about contracts. As we can see, it's kind of Libran energy here of making sure everything is fair and in order. It does also suggest, Sagittarius, that this week they want you to kind of come at things from a non-biased perspective, right? To be very just and fair with your decision making and with what this life review could be for you, right? It's time to be a bit fair so you can bring balance into your life. Trust your intuition, but let's see how this can relate to you. We're going to get you another card for this. For Sagittarius, balance. Balance. Oh my God, are you joking? Greeting wellness. Okay, this says balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Well, these have been aligning so much with this deck, which is why I'm using it during this week for you. And you can see now why. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. So for some of you, if you've not been experiencing infinite miracles, it could be your life is a bit out of balance. Again, maybe you are engaging in activities that you know are not serving you. So if you've been thinking about that and you've been in that battle, this is just a confirmation that they want you to cut some things out and introduce new things into your life. Okay, let's see what else. We got this deck actually as well. Greeting wellness. So this could really be in terms of your health. I always say this is my life review, so it's like lifestyle, which is usually 6th house. So your diet, your routines, your day-to-day, your habits, your health, your career, what are you doing right on your day-to-day, because it's important and it all adds up. So this is kind of just like emphasizing that, especially to do with wellness, right? You want to be happy, you want to be feeling balanced. And, you know, if you don't know already, then stress actually can do a lot. So I think it's about lowering your cortisol. I don't know why I'm speaking specific terms. It could be that book that we spoke about. Maybe it's time to study what information you're missing about what balance you're trying to bring into your life, right? Could help you. But anyway, let's see what else. For Sagittarius, anything else for this week? Angel of Balance. I'm about to pass out like this, not to be dramatic. But this is making me dizzy. All right, Angel of Balance. Do I need to say any more? It is just what it is, Sagittarius. It's time to restore order. All right, what's going on for Sagittarius this week? Anything else? You got first quarter moon, which represents new beginnings in this deck, in Capricorn. Capricorn is all about hard work. So I'm going to be honest. It's like discipline. It's kind of the devil, right? The devil is Capricorn energy. So it's really about focusing on your material world, because it'll be your inner world too. But I feel like for some of you, this is again your day-to-day, your physical world. But it's also about responsibilities, right? Saturn rules Capricorn, so it's all to do with that planet here. Anyway, this says unleash your kindest self is your advice as well during this energy. So a new energy of unleashing your kindest self. Interesting. Now we got the solar plexus here as well, which really kind of deals with the affirmation of like I can. So that could be something that you guys are resolving. All right, well, let's dive into your tarot then. Let's see. Instead of saying I can't, right, that would be the case here. So you're needing to change that affirmation, Queen of Swords. Now, I will take it. I wasn't quite ready, but it kind of makes sense with, again, speaking your world into being. Queen of Swords is all about setting boundaries, making clear decisions. So she's coming in as the energy of this week to make sure that you are being assertive. She's about to put on that crown, about to call some shots here. So this is important for you. Now, emotionally, the Queen of Swords is not super stable yet. So you've been through a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. So this could be the reason why you're trying to step into an energy of, I know I'm not to call you cold-hearted, but maybe you've just been a bit sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So it's hard to be in a kind position or be loving or compassionate, all this stuff, because you feel like there's a lot of things to do. So anyway, logic, you making clear decisions, your head is clear, you at least know what you want, so it's time to start making decisions based on that, right? Not listening to the heart. It's like, I don't feel like I want to do any of this stuff. There's a time and place, but right now there's an imbalance and they're wanting you to use more clarity, things that you're clear on. Okay, she's also Libran energy, which as we see is all about balance. There's a strong energy about that. Anyway, can I get one more? What's the energy of this week for Sagittarius? The Knight of Swords. So it really is about being clear and moving forward. Now, this could be for sure about conversations. Knight of Swords could be a messenger. So I think something's going to come your way that you need to make a decision on, for sure. It feels like something's rushing in and you're about to put on that crown and you're about to start making some decisions. So I don't know if some of you have been put in a position of power lately, or you're stepping into that in your life to be able to deal with whatever challenge is coming up this week, which is in a form of communication. We'll figure out what that is for you in a second. Now, this does mean that this week is also all about speed. Things could be happening at a fast pace. Okay, let's figure it out. What is the energy of Sagittarius this week? The Nine of Swords, a lot of air energy, right? All up in your head, a lot of information, communication, all that stuff, thoughts. Okay, Nine of Swords is worries, it's fears, it's being up at night, worried about something, it's having a lot of problems and not having any conclusions, and it's keeping you up at night. We're going to figure that out for you. And what is the energy of Sagittarius in the near future? So I can see your evolution. The Fool. All right, so in the near future, you'll be taking a leap of faith, which I like that given this energy that you've got here. So it does represent a new journey coming up for you in the near future. You're showing up a bit more like, what have I got to lose? A little bit more playful with life, but I'm going to figure it out for you. A bit more trusting in the universe, which is great. Very different from the Nine of Swords. Why is the Queen of Swords the energy of the week? Two of Pentacles. So yeah, you're busy making decisions. You're busy trying to build balance, right? And why is the Knight of Swords the energy of the week also? The Hermit. This is about reflecting, right? Five of Swords, some of you might have to disappoint some people, right? Or accept defeat in some way. Because the Hermit being here is your higher self. Sorry, I'm just trying to tap into the energy. It's your higher self. So it is about reflecting on something here from a higher perspective, right? The Knight of Swords, if someone wants to argue with you, I think that you're turning the other way. I think you're not engaging in it. Just because Five of Swords is here, it's like some battles are just better left defeated so you can win, the war, right? It's okay to lose a battle because you could still win the war. So I think in this case, there could be some news that might be difficult, but I think you're taking it on the chin, as we say, because there's something about the Hermit here. I'm going to figure out why the Hermit is here, because it's about reflection on something. Why is the Hermit here? The Knight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and Two of Swords. Some of you are facing a very quick decision that you need to make because something is not working out. Seven of Pentacles, especially over, to be fair, Angel of Balance. Maybe you've been doing something for a long time and it's not providing the results that you want. So it's time to change something. And I think that that moment is coming up very quickly here. Because Seven of Pentacles, again, is like, when is this even going to pay off? Am I wasting my time? It's that kind of energy. I don't know where in your life this is. It's just an energy of the week. So you're being called to have a life review. Okay, this is not working. I'm not seeing results in my life. What do I need to do in order to start seeing it? Because I've been doing this and it's not been working. Two of Swords, a decision needs to be made, and it needs to probably be made quickly. Hermit here, you're able to reflect, you're able to look at your goals. He has a star here to guide him. So your dreams, your goals, and hope will guide you where you need to go. But looking at things from a higher perspective is important and necessary, because something needs to change for sure. The Nine of Swords, why is this in the energy of Sagittarius? The Knight of Wands. What is worrying them? It's reversed. Page of Pentacles. Interesting. That's a lack of learning or a lack of forward movement, right? It's interesting because the Knight of Wands really is your energy. It's Sagittarius energy. It's about wanting freedom, wanting to be a forever learner, right? There's so many experiences out there. It's about being optimistic, and you want to be that way. Probably want to be back to yourself again, like wanting to be more carefree and all that stuff. But there's the problem here is that you're not ready to commit to something. Just being very specific here, generally speaking. Because Page of Pentacles is my card for taking the first step, right? It's commitment. It's a pentacle. It's commitment. It's long-term commitment. And you're struggling with something because you... Knight of Wands is interesting because that's also not really long-term commitment. It's more, I want to be free. I want to do whatever I want to do. I want to learn. I want to jump around if I want to. Like, you don't want to be tied down. What do you think is tying you down is what I want to know. It's a general reading, so I'll let you be. But Page of Pentacles... I would say, like I said about the book, I think it's time to study something or learn new things. Why is the Page of Pentacles reversed? The Knight of Pentacles. Four of Cups. Interesting. Six of Pentacles. Balance, right? That is a card of balance. That is a card of, thinking about what's going on in your day-to-day, your wellness, your routines, what you're giving your time and energy to, who you're giving your time and energy to. Now, Four of Cups is a card of rejection or rejecting something because you're not in the mood, right? It is an emotional card. It's Cups. It's also, he's got his arms folded here, as you can see, so he's very closed off to new things. I always say this is my card where you're feeling bored and jaded in life. You want change, but you're not very open to it. So again, Six of Pentacles. I would say this feels a bit more like you're talking yourself out of things to stay safe and comfortable, but you're also not very content there. Knight of Pentacles is that, still the same as a page, but it's a bit more advanced about putting offers out there or taking a journey, going on a journey for something more stable and long term. You're afraid of losing some sort of freedom though. What is the freedom that Sagittarius is afraid of losing? Ace of Swords, your truth, your authenticity. Let me know how this resonates for you guys. I don't think this is like, I think this is how you're feeling, but I think that this might be you talking yourself out of something because I don't feel like you're going to lose anything. Whatever this is, I think it's good for you. But you're like afraid of losing yourself in something. I'm going to figure it out. Ace of Swords, you feel like you're going to lose your truth, who you are, maybe your identity. One more for the Nine of Swords. What is Sagittarius worried about this week or stressed about? Temperance, balance, emotional balance, fixing things. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Now it could also be reconciliation, but I don't feel like that's the case for the majority of you. I just feel like this is about creating balance and harmony in your life. Interesting. Let me know. Put that in the comments what the Nine of Swords is for you. And the Fool, why is this the energy of the future? The Star and the Fool is a great combo. I'm going to leave it where it jumped out because it might have some significance. But the Star, again, is about hope and healing. It's also about your wish fulfillment and dreams and goals. and vulnerability. And the Fool, both are major arcana cards. So the near future, so the next week or so, is really about a new beginning. And again, I feel like it's really actually being your authentic self. So I think you're going to go down a journey of doing that. But what is that to you? Maybe it's also about healing. Remember, we said something about wellness here, greeting wellness. Maybe you are actually healing yourself. And that's a whole journey within itself. You're afraid of losing maybe your old self, the familiar. Anyway, let's figure it out. Why is a Fool here in the near future for Sagittarius? 2 of Wands. So yeah, it is about getting prepared for a new you, most likely. Queen of Cups being there, especially to do with your feelings and emotions in your heart space, feeling more happy for sure. 2 of Wands about planning and thinking about the future. So this energy is all about embarking on a new journey and going towards wherever you want to go towards. The world is in your hands when this card comes in. So that's a good energy from you. And the Star, again, dreams, goals, and healing. So whatever you're dealing with during this week and whatever your fears are around it, I think you are going to resolve that for sure based on the energies that are coming through here. So let's go a little bit further. Recent past for Sagittarius, what have they recently been through? The Devil. Okay, well, we can see that fears, comfort zones, restriction, toxic behaviors, probably from others, shadow. I'm going to clarify. Why is this the recent past for Sagittarius? What is this about? The Lovers. Now, this is it could be about love. Okay, you've had some toxic connections. Okay, or have been going through some tough times in connections here. I have to mention, okay, so how do I mention this? Okay. It's very important to mention when the Lovers and the Devil come out together that these people are the same, but they're ruled by different creatures or beings. These two are ruled by fear, the Devil, right? Restriction, control. If you imagine being controlled by the Devil, right? It's not nice. It doesn't bring out the best in you. There is an angel here, though, guiding these, and they're not on chains. I would show you, but they're naked. I can't do that, unfortunately, on YouTube anymore. So it's more about being chained up, whereas being free. Controlling and scaring people into obedience. And this is being free enough to be yourself, and we come together with love, right? So Lover's card. And happiness. The Sun is here also. So it could be, in the past, you've had a lot of toxic situations where there was control, there was fear mongering, there was, restrictions in order to control, and fear, mainly shadow side, anger, resentment, whatever the Devil can represent to you. The Lovers and the Magician is really positive coming from that, because I think if you've had bad connections or bad in a connection that you might have healed already, I don't know your story, the Lovers and the Magician coming through is like this new chance to start fresh from a new ruler. If you're in a relationship, for example, and you were able, let's say you're single, you went through a bad time in relationships or career, a bad boss, now you're going to go into knowing what you want out of a career or love based on more freedom, more self. The Magician is a number 1. It's also about manifesting that in. So for some of you, it could be manifesting a new love. But maybe you're scared. What if I lose myself? Let go of an old identity of being afraid. Anyway, whatever it is, the Lovers is a better ruler. It's also about decisions, making better decisions. Ones that are not based on fear, but ones that are based on belief in what you are capable of having and what you deserve to have also. Remember, this is the I can. Maybe you've told yourself, I can't have that kind of love. It's not possible for me. Look at my life and everything that's happened in it, right? Because in 9 of Swords, these are genuine worries that you have and fears. But that's because of your past, not because of your future. Okay, what's the challenges coming up this week for Sagittarius? The Sun, being happy, choosing freedom, right? Focusing more on your well-being and your emotions, and also just being free and truth, right? It's about prioritizing your happiness. It's best card in the deck, but it's in your challenge position. Let's see, what else is another challenge for, and it's 8 of Pentacles. So maybe working on your finances or working on a project is a challenge for you this week, but these are both amazing cards. So to me, amazing things are ahead, but you're having to work for it, right? Let's clarify. The Sun. Why is the Sun a challenge? The Judgment. Sun, happiness, I guess, in a way, is all about surrender too. So you're being called to surrender to the divine, right? Judgment's about rising up to a new chapter of your life, passing a lesson of some sort, with the Tower being there. Shake up. That can again be to do with your identity, but it could be situations around you where there is a lack, connections where people don't treat you very well, right? As we've seen here, you've understood or should understand from your past that is not what you want or desire. You want something different. So let it guide you away from the devil and into the Sun. Okay, Judgment, rising up, and even that baby is kind of being pulled up to the light here. So that's your challenge, is to allow yourself to be taken elsewhere. The devil is that familiar hell that we speak about, right? Where it's like, I'd rather deal with this because I'm used to it, even though it's painful, than to go into a situation and have hope in something just to be let down again, right? That's normal. A lot of people feel like that. But Sun here, Judgment, your challenge this week is to surrender to happiness, surrender here to a good life in front of you. What is about the surrender is a challenge? Death. It's major change in your life. Huge change. I always say the king is on the floor here, right? He's dead. So there needs to be a new king, which means new rules. Like I said, this is the ruler. A new ruler is coming into your life, and it's kind. And I wonder if this is the way that you handle things. Instead of from a shadow self and one of fear, must keep myself in a box because that's where I'm safe. Even though I don't like it, that's where I'm safe. I think it's about allowing yourself to step into, I can have these things because I deserve it, and being kinder to yourself does require some change. I'm not saying that you're not kind to yourself, because this is Capricorn energy, so it kind of makes some sense here. It's just not controlling or keeping yourself in a box at times. Usually this is all subconscious stuff. I want you to break the rules. This is more about the rules that you have on yourself. Does that make any sense to you? Or the rules that have been embedded into you? I always feel like it's like, I can't do that. You know, everyone else has always told me I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. So I'm not going to do it. It's like you have these rules that are keeping you restricted, and they want you to let go of that. 8 of Pentacles. Why is this a challenge? 3 of Swords. Some pain around finances and career, or about hard work. Why is this a challenge though? What exactly about the 8 of Pentacles is a challenge? Some of you might have to walk away from certain situations or move away from things that don't serve you and cause you confusion, so that you can focus on things that actually matter to you. Now, these are very emotional cards, to be honest, and this may mean that this confusion or these mixed feelings that you have are not serving you. Pain is not serving you anymore. 8 of Pentacles, focus. Okay. You know, sometimes in life we feel like we need to stare at this heartbreak that we have and talk about it all the time, or even to ourselves, remember it over and over again. We feel like that's going to help us heal, but it's not. We don't need to feel everything all over again, right? It's just, sometimes it's just about directing your energy elsewhere to then come back to those feelings and for them to make more sense later on. And I feel like that with this card. I think your challenge is to no longer try to fix this broken heart. I think it's to prioritize other things that will make you happy, because I think that will slowly take the daggers out of your heart, and I think you'll be in a better place to address some pains rather than refeeling everything, because your mind doesn't know the difference between a thought, like a memory, and a thought, especially when feelings are involved, and real life, right? What's actually happening now. So your brain and your nervous system is reliving these stories over and over again, or these fears, or these, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is really about rewriting the script for you. And I do feel like your challenge is to work on more grounding things and not the emotional ones right now, because 8 of Cups, this isn't serving you. You've been doing this for a while. It's not helping you, right? 7 of Cups, just it feels like there's too much confusion here a bit. It's creating a distraction almost. This might be your escapism. And the 3 of Swords is like heartbreak, pain. 8 of Pentacles is about working on things that are actually either tangible or to do with finances, career, or projects, or again on certain things in your life, like your day-to-day, right? Building balance is going to help you be more balanced when you address this later on. But this week especially, I think it is about surrendering to a new life, a new ruler. No more fear or heart. It's about love and happiness. That's what I feel. Two of Cups. Unleash your kindest self. Okay, well, let's see your advice in this deck as well. What's the advice for Sagittarius? The Emperor, being the leader. Right, taking control, being disciplined is your advice. He's holding that lamb around his shoulders here, which represents spring, which is representing new beginnings as well. He's got a beard. It represents wisdom, which you all have. Let's see. What's the advice? Four of Pentacles. Working on a foundation is important. I'm going to clarify that because it can mean a few things. But Emperor and the Four of Pentacles is really working on the foundation, right? Let's get the ball rolling in the foundation. The main things that are important to you. Savings, financial stuff. Why is the Emperor here as an advice card? Ace of Swords. As advice, this is again being bold enough to assert yourself, speak your truth, and go towards victory, right? Maybe again, your word is your wand, Sagittarius as well. So whatever you speak, you can have. So be aware of your words and what you say and what you think. Why is the Emperor the advice? King of Cups, being emotionally balanced. Advice. And Eight of Swords. I think this is about freeing yourself, especially with the Hanged Man. The truth will set you free. And I think it's time to look at the truth. And I guess in a way, the Emperor being here is about you're more in control than you realize. Don't let your mind and the past play tricks on you. Maybe you weren't in control in the past, but it just feels like you're not in that space anymore. Okay, and the Four of Pentacles being advice. Yeah, definitely about your investments, right? It's about focusing on the foundation and rearranging the foundation so that you can progress and move towards more expansion later on. Knight of Pentacles is again about offers. Maybe it's time to make some offers, to be a bit open with your energy, but it really is really good for growth and stability, both of these cards. Anything else for the Four of Pentacles being advice? Hanged Man. Okay. The Hanged Man again is about being in an uncomfortable position but needing to look at life through a different lens. This tells me that maybe things are not where you want them to be, but there is an opportunity to learn and to grow here, to move. Even though part of you feels stuck, you are able to move. I think observing your situation through a different perspective will actually help you grow more than you realize. Use your intuition. Okay. Let's see what else. What is the energy of the near future for Sagittarius? Ah, you had the same as someone else. Who was it? I don't remember. Maybe it was Scorpio. Who knows? Nine of Cups is about your wish fulfillment. So in the near future, the energy is that you're going to be very happy. Okay, that you are going to have a lot of accomplishments and you're going to have a lot of things that you feel grateful for, happy for, especially what you have done, right? This is my like selfish card, but in a good way. These are the things that you have done and what you are happy about, and you know, prioritizing your feelings and happiness there. Bear with. Okay, so let's look at love for you guys. King of Wands is interesting because that could be you. Could be dealing with another fire sign, Leo, Sag, or Aries. If you are dealing with someone else in the King of Wands, it does look like a very playful character. This is someone who is kind yet strong and playful and passionate. I'm going to clarify that for you. Could be very career-led or oriented. Let's see. What is the area of finances and career this week for Sagittarius? Page of Wands. So that looks like good news coming your way. Some sort of news coming in here. Why is the King of Wands the energy of love this week for Sagittarius? Could be you. Four of Wands, actually. If you are dealing with another person, this looks like Four of Wands is, again, reaching a milestone or leveling up in some ways. Some of you guys could be asked to propose to. Some of you guys could just feel closer to your partner. If you are single, Four of Wands, you could probably meet some people here during events. I'm going to get one more for love. The Nine of Swords. Unleash your kindest self with the Nine of Swords around love. Some of you are worried about love, of committing, right? Because look at the bottom of the deck here. Some of you are scared of commitment or marriage even. These are fears. I think it will be beautiful, but that's up to you to deal with, right? Unleash your kindest self is like, again, change the way that you are addressing that. And what you say to yourself, I can't have that. Like, I can't do that. I can't commit, or I can't find the right person for me, or whatever it is that seems important. And the Page of Wands in career, finances. 10 of Wands. So it's time to release a heavy burden, coming to the end of a difficult chapter. What exactly is a Page of Wands though? It's usually a messenger. 10 of Swords almost reversed. And a Chariot. So some of you could be changing up careers, or again deciding to be more determined with your goals, right? Especially if you felt a bit slow here. Things are going to speed up in this area towards goals because the Chariot moves there, but you have to let go of a comfort zone. And the Page of Wands is quite good because I do feel like there's a spark of energy or some news that does lift your spirits a bit in this area to put an end to an old way of doing things. To let go of that heavy burden so that things are a bit easier and you're more determined to grow this area of your life. So some of you you could have left a job and now you're moving towards something better. You had some good news, or that a spot was open and you went in that direction, for example. The Chariot is quite good here. It feels like you're feeling better about this area, or you will soon. Okay, my angels, that's what I have for you. I've been spending a lot of time because your reading was a little bit complex. And a bit deep, to be honest. So let me know how it resonates with you if you are still watching this far in. Put me a little wave down there if you have reached the end, so I know who resonates and who is my true ones out there. But I send you my love. If you feel called to, make sure you like and subscribe so you see more of these videos from me. And I send you my love, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.